Hello everybody, today we celebrate the birthday of the package holiday. It was on this day in 1841 that Thomas Cook took a trainload of the people of Leicester, all 11 miles to Loughborough for a day out, and tea and ham sandwiches were provided as part of the 1 shilling cost, along with a brass band, which was perhaps the highlight of the day, and this accompanied the holiday makers on their day out. Of course, at just the beginning of Thomas Cook's package holiday business, he then started taking people to Scotland and to Wales, and eventually further afield to the States and to the Nile, and eventually 30 years later he was doing round the world tours, 7 months, travelling 22,000 miles, all organised by the tour company, so that all the holidaymakers had to do was just enjoy it. And that's one of the great advantages of a package holiday, that everything is laid on for you. Once you've paid your money, you get everything included into it. Not everybody's cup of tea. Some people prefer a holiday where they're much more in control of what happens themselves, and probably some mixture of the two is what most people would go for. But holidays are really important, and I want us to celebrate them today, because I guess a lot of us will be going on holiday over these coming months, and just to be grateful for that opportunity of a break from routine. Indeed, it was as a distraction that Thomas Cook first organised that day from Leicester to Loughborough. Drink was a big problem, and he wanted to provide a distraction from the temptations of alcohol by giving people something else that would give them some release from the drudgery of ordinary life. And of course, there was this moral intent behind what he organised, including the it obviously wasn't a coincidence that at Loughborough, where they went, on that very same day, there was a temperance meeting to encourage people not to drink. So his motive was very moralistic, but the distraction that he provided, I think, is what has subsequently become a feature of our holidays. We get away from the routine, we have a chance to see new things, be with family or friends, and it distracts us just for a while from ordinary life. And all the evidence is that if we can have that kind of break from routine, it does our mental health a power of good. But of course, not all of us want or can afford holidays. Indeed, at the time when Thomas Cook started them, of course, there was no holiday entitlement, and had there been, a lot of the families would not have had enough money to make the most of it. So it's nothing's changed in some ways, because still today there are many families who just simply cannot afford that kind of luxury, and makes those of us who can that much more grateful. But it also suggests for all of us that there might be other ways of giving ourselves that kind of break from routine, just by maybe doing for a short time something very different, or some hobby can sometimes provide a distraction from ordinary life, which is health giving. A friend of mine, a colleague of mine, once told me that when he felt stressed at work, he would go in his head to a particular beach on the west coast of Scotland and just be there in his head for 10, 20 seconds, how long a gap he could find. And just that short break in his routine in the middle of a day gave him new energy. And so I think it's not a bad thing, even if we can't go on holiday, to find little mini holidays, even really short ones, in each day of our lives, because that kind of distraction from routine, that opportunity to travel somewhere else in our heads or in reality, can be a really health-giving thing to do.